I've spent hundreds of hours and more money than I'd like to admit reading, studying, and experimenting with my health and productivity. I've learned a lot, but there's one hack that's had a bigger impact than the rest, and it came as a huge surprise to me. The good news is, it's so simple to implement. Back in 2020, well, you know what happened in 2020. As I'm sure you did, I got hit. And although the ailment itself didn't strike me too hard, the lingering effects were lingering to say the least. In the weeks and months that followed, I kept getting struck with annoying colds that took an age to clear up, more severe than they were in the past. It sucked. And so in 2022, I began an adventure into my health, biohacking, and overall well-being. And then in 2023, I implemented what I learned and experimented with various strategies, challenges, exercises, and more. It was all this that inspired the No Hustle in the first place, although that isn't what this video is about. This video is about one stupidly simple thing that has had a greater impact than all the other things that I've tried. Although I warn you, when I tell you what it is, you may roll your eyes. So here we go. Smoothies. Yeah, I know, eyes rolling, but hear me out, because as I look back on the last year or so, there was an almost overnight change in my health, especially my immunity, that started as soon as I committed to these smoothies. But they're not the kind you'll find in shops or those fancy Dan bars, and they don't taste nice. I once had my partner V try. She did not like it or appreciate me for a little while after. But these smoothies, despite their not so great taste, worked really well. And I say smoothies because there are three of them. The green one, the blue one, and the purple one. All are similar, but different in their own way. And in this video, we focus on the green one, breaking down its ingredients and exploring why each one plays an important role. Let's start with the ingredients of the green one. Fresh spinach, 1 handful. Banana, 1 whole. Pumpkin seeds, 1 to 2 heaped tablespoons. Spirulina powder, 1 tablespoon. Cacao powder, 1 tablespoon. Oregano, 2 drops. Creatine powder, 1 teaspoon. Biomel powder, 1 teaspoon. Almond milk, top up as necessary. Now, before we dive into each ingredient, let's ask the question you're no doubt asking. Why? Why smoothies? Simple. They're an easy way to get the right kind of calories into your system. It doesn't take long to make a smoothie. Drinking is quick and easy compared to eating a meal, and often kinder on the stomach on the other end of an intermittent fast. Now, we'll save all that for a future video. Through a smoothie, you can access a host of essential nutrients in one go. No fuss, no mess, hardly any excuses whatsoever. So that's why I turned to smoothies, and I think it's this reason why they have had such a fundamental impact on my health. Yet it wasn't by accident, because I make sure each smoothie has 1 type of vegetable, 1 type of fruit, 1 type of seed, 1 type of powder, and 1 type of oil. Note, the creatine powder and Biomel are both optional. More on those soon. The other thing a great smoothie needs is to provide at least 1 ingredient that helps with the following: your immune system, your brain/cognitive function, your gut, your heart and or blood, and your mental health. At least this is what mattered to me. For you and your health, well, maybe not. And that's kind of a point, because I thought about this a lot before I dove in, getting blood work done and various other tests so I could get to know my body. I encourage you to do the same and then craft a smoothie or two around the goals that mean something to you. So with that in mind, let's explore each ingredient and the role it plays. Let's start with the spinach. A handful of fresh spinach can go a long way. It's not only high in fibre and packed with nutrients, but rich in antioxidants and a good anti-inflammatory. Next up we have banana. I like having a banana in a smoothie as it's otherwise pretty stodgy. They also play an important role in your heart and blood health, in large part due to their high potassium and magnesium rates. Next up we have pumpkin seeds, something else that helps your blood and heart. Pumpkin seeds, also rich in magnesium as well as iron and zinc, all important players in the heart game. Next up we have spirulina powder. Although not the best taste, spirulina is said to have rather powerful anti-inflammatory and detoxification powers, as well as the ability to stimulate certain parts of your immune system. We then have cacao powder. As well as tasting nice and aiding the smoothie in that regard, cacao is rich in flavonoids, which is a type of antioxidant strongly linked to good brain health. Next, oregano oil. The taste of this, boy oh boy, it's strong, but worth it because oregano, especially in its intense oil form, has antibacterial, antiviral, antifungal, and anti-inflammatory properties. Next, we have creatine powder. This one is optional, but adding creatine to my diet is important as someone who runs a lot. You may or may not need this. If you do, adding this powder to a smoothie makes a lot of sense. Next up, we have the Biohacking powder. Similar to the last one, this is also optional. I won't go into all the details, but this form of powder is basically a gut enhancer and pro and prebiotic. After taking several tests, I discovered several food intolerances. We'll save that for another video too. And this powder helps in my daily battle. And after removing it for a week to see if it was actually having an impact, I felt a lot of discomfort in the gut. So it seems to do its job. Finally, we have the almond milk. Now, there's no real benefit of almond milk here other than you need some kind of liquid. You can use water, but this adds a little bit of taste and texture, and compared to other milks, well, it's pretty low on the fat count. Okay, so how do you make this smoothie? All you need is the ingredients we've just talked about, some kind of blender, a tablespoon, and a teaspoon. That's it. We start with grabbing a handful of spinach and placing it in your blender, chopping up a whole banana and then chucking it in. Get 1 to 2 tablespoons of pumpkin seeds and add that to the mix. Get a heaped tablespoon of spirulina powder and add that, followed with a heaped teaspoon of cacao powder, a teaspoon of both the creatine powder and Biohacking, optional. Add 2 drops of oregano oil. It is super strong, so do not add more, trust me. Finally, top up with almond milk and/or water. Blend, baby, blend, and shake before getting it down your throat. It's all rather simple, and although it doesn't taste that nice, the oregano oil is very, very strong. You get used to it, and honestly, these days, I kind of enjoy it. I mean, not really, but I also don't hate it anymore. And that's it. The green one, done and dusted. But what about the other 2? We'll save those for the next video. You can find the links in the description, as well as links to the ingredients and equipment we've discussed today. All I can say is I hope you feel inspired to try this smoothie or some variation of it, which brings me to something very important. You gotta do you. I created this smoothie after months of studying, carefully thinking about what I personally wanted to get out of these, and thinking about my body, my intolerances, my needs, and my situation. This came after blood tests, and a microbiome test, and a great deal of thought. So don't just rush in and try this smoothie. Take some time to test and get to know your body, as well as your mind and your current situation in life. From there, use this smoothie as a guide if you like the look of it, or check out the next video to see if that one suits your fancy. It should be appearing on your screen now.